Folks, I messed up the clap, but I don't care. There's a lot to go through today because we have the NFL draft to go through. We have MLB to talk about a little bit. We have the NHL playoffs. We have WB. We have a lot of this. And I'm sure Kevin does not want to stay here all day, but I can stay here all day and talk about it probably a little later when I go back on Twitch. Twitch.tv/McAdoo316. Tell me watching. I don't know. But anyways, let's get into our partner here, my partner to my right over here. Kevin, how are the kids today? Were they good?
No, they're actually one of the worst days since I started, honestly. Honestly, one of the worst days since I started. Oh man.
No.
Yeah. I blame it on the fact that they decided to do a fire drill at 9 o'clock this morning. So I think it threw them all off after that. So I blame the school.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the teacher. You're supposed to corral that stuff, you know?
But I mean, like, what? I should have just stayed in the classroom, honestly. It was just a drill.
Just stay in the classroom.
Like there was a fire. There wasn't a fire.
Well, I was going to say, if it's like a real fire, just stay in the classroom. It's like, yeah, I've had enough.
Well, I mean, there is an emergency window, and we're on the first floor. So, like, if there is a fire, and, like, we didn't leave with everyone else, we could just jump through the window, honestly.
Yeah, what do they know?
Yeah, they don't know anything.
Well, Kevin, did you happen to watch the NFL draft last Thursday?
I did. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick it through, and I'm going to watch. And then I made it to, like, pick 15. I'm just like, wow, it's 10:30. I need to go to bed.
I thought that draft was actually went pretty fast.
Okay, so, no, it wasn't 10:30. It was, like, 9:45, about round pick 15. And then I was like, okay, well, the Bills pick isn't going to be for a while. And so I go to bed, and the next thing you know, I keep on hearing, like, things like, oh, like, things are going on. Like, there's some crazy trades that happened, and just some teams got good. Some teams got really good because of Thursday. And next thing you know, Bills trade up a couple spots to get their guy, and yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I enjoyed the draft. I mean, the one thing I don't enjoy about the draft is every person's livelihood sucks, and
yeah,
you just see a sap story. You just see a sap story every single time someone gets drafted. Yeah, so my whole family died in a car accident when I was 3, and I was raised by my blind, zero-legged grandmother with a half a heart. Drafted me, brought me up through college, and then I got drafted first overall.
Yeah, it's like that meme. It's like that meme. The guy at ESPN when he finds out that an NFL draft pick doesn't lose a parent, he's just taking off his tail.
Yeah.
But
besides that, the draft's good.
I thought that this is weird. Like, there's no trades in the first top 10, which I expected because like there wasn't that top end guy there.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of us
thought.
There's
more than one. There's normally more than one, like, decent player. I mean, like, this draft is just a whole bunch of so-so. I mean, no one great, but there was a whole bunch of good players.
There was a lot of depth. Wasn't that standout guy, and I think that's why Jacksonville took a chance on Trayvon Walker. If you go back, I mean, there's a lot of upside they see with his speed and getting through and whatnot, but I didn't see it in college. I think the Lions got an absolute, I shouldn't say steal, but I think they did the right choice in taking Aiden Hutchinson and then trading back up to get Jameson Williams.
And the only thing that I could say for the Jags is this player for them doesn't have to come in and do an immediate impact. They can have 2 to 3 years of, getting into the NFL because Jacksonville's not going to be contending.
No, but I don't think
for a couple years.
You're not going to see the Lions contend either. That's why I think they took Jameson Williams, who had a lot of potential, but he has that injury, so he will be out most of his rookie
Yeah.
year. So
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be ready for next year.
Yeah. So going back to you talk about the Bills trade, I was like, I don't want to miss the Bills pick. I want to see what they say for when the Bills come on. So it was about, I think I just watched pick 21, and I turned all my stuff off so I go to work. It's like, okay, I should have enough.
Literally.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my stuff ready, gonna go to work, and then I hopefully won't miss anything. As soon as I turn out of my driveway, I hear, "Oh, Bill, trade up! We have a trade alert. Bills trade up to 23." I said a 4-letter word that I'm not gonna repeat here because I was like, "You've got to be freaking kidding me! Like, really?" I didn't expect Bean to go up and get him at 23, but it was the guy who we've both mocked in Kyer Elam.
Oh, really? We did that? I can't remember.
We said Kyer Elam because both of us said Andrew Booth is going to be there, which he was actually. But come to find out, there was some stuff that I didn't know about last week when we were doing the mock draft with, as Andrew Booth says, he hasn't been healthy since high school. So.
Oh yeah. So that's not very good to come out
and say that.
And say.
But
no.
I mean, I'm super happy because this guy was a Florida Gator, so it's just more going from one of my favorite teams to another one of my favorite teams. But did you watch his draft? It's not really his draft thing, but well, actually, yeah, that too. But when they were interviewing him, he gave him his notes saying yeah, this is where I messed up at. This is what I think I did well at every game and whatnot. That's a guy that you want, a guy who knows he needs to fix some of his game and whatnot, and that I think that he's going to be a great asset for the Bills defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it gives the Bills opportunity to maybe lay back on Tre'Davious White, and because I think Dane Jackson proved last year that he can hold down that side. I mean, he did it. He did it better than Levi Wallace did. That's for sure.
Yeah, but at the same time, who is Dane Jackson facing? That's just
okay, but no. But I'm just saying every week. I'm saying week 1, it's opening against the Jets. Does Tre'Davious White need to be out there every single play? No. I mean, when we face the Patriots, he needs to be out. I mean, the guy got injured because he was playing 95%+ of the snaps. I know he is our number 1 guy, but if we have that extra depth, we don't need to use him and possibly have that injury come up and lose him when we need him the most in the playoffs. But I don't know even if he was healthy for that Patriots game, I don't know if it would have. I meant not that Patriots game, the Chiefs game. I don't know if it would have done that much of a difference. But regardless, we don't know. So having that extra guy, because Dane Jackson, he wasn't. Levi didn't go to 1. Dane Jackson went from 3rd to 1. He was on the side that Tre'Davious White was on before he got injured. So he slotted right in for Tre'Davious White. So I think overall for him Dane Jackson not being prepared and he was a 7th round draft pick.
Yeah.
So I mean he was thrown into a situation where he was supposed to be replacing a top 5 corner in the league. That's a hard thing to overcome. So I think this is ideal for the Bills and their depth. I think this puts them in a way better situation than what they were in last year in cornerback.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, who would have thought that Tre'Davious White was going to go out at the beginning of the season last year?
I know.
You can't predict these injuries. So I think Levi Wallace would have at the beginning of the year. Yeah, he was a fine CB2. I'm not on the train. I don't know why Taron Johnson wasn't that CB2. I know
he's a slot guy.
That's what you keep telling me, but I just.
He locks down the slot, though. And he's really good at tackling. They like him inside. He's a good tackler. And, I mean, he can do it inside. His run stop is great. His blocks, he's good in the inside. He can bust through blocks. He can get to the quarterback. He can get to the running back. He causes havoc. He is a slot guy. And he's going to be locked in that slot. I think he signed, a 3-year deal or something? He's going to be in that slot for whatever. He's going to be in that slot, and he's going to hold it down, too. He's one of the better slot corners in the league.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
because then you think about it, you're moving Taron Johnson to the outside, where he hasn't played yet in Buffalo. And then you're moving Dane Jackson inside. which he hasn't played in Buffalo either. So that
Fair.
just feel like it could have been something they probably didn't really want to do going into the playoffs.
Fair. Fair point. Okay. Do you want to get into the rest of the picks here?
Yeah, sure. So we have James
James
Cook.
Which the Bills actually traded back twice. I think if Brees Hall and Kenneth Walker were both on the board at this trade, they would not have kept trading back. But once they went, they're like, yeah, we're not. James Cook's still gonna be there, so we'll take him then. And it's like, okay, I mean, we'll get more. We'll just get more depth.
And from what I've heard, this pick isn't the best pick in the world, but it's also a team like the Bills. They don't need what's on the board at that time isn't anything that they needed. They didn't need anything. They got their biggest need was corner, and they got that in the first round. The second biggest need is running back, but I think we're happy. We're content with Singletary. Us two, we are. But that's not the whole. That's not the fan base.
A lot of Bills fans aren't happy with Singletary. I understand their grief with Moss, and it sucks for me for the namesake. But Singletary, I don't think that the problem was Singletary. I think the problem was the line.
I think they got better at the O line, and I think the new O line coach is going to be great. And then my only big thing is they drafted. Was it Moss in the second round? They got him in, and they got Singletary in the third round, and they got James Cook. And they got those three running backs in the second and third round the last 3 years. Like, is this going to be a reoccurring thing for the Bills to be doing that?
No, they didn't take a running back last year.
Okay, so 3 out of the 4 years they're taking a running back, second and third round.
Well, there's also that. You could also see it like this: running backs are starting to be a dime a dozen. Where you after the rookie contract, what's the point in paying them?
That's true, but why can't we get a more veteran running back
In all honesty, once the AJ Brown,
like Gordon,
when the AJ Brown trade happened, I was like, Buffalo, let's go get Derrick Henry. He'll trade it like a third for him or something because
I wouldn't mind that. But last year when Melvin Gordon was a free agent, let's go get that guy. That guy was rumored to be traded for Buffalo for years after they got rid of McCoy. He was destined here, and so why can't we get someone like him and just go out and get a veteran running back? Because I know fans aren't happy with Singletary. Fans definitely aren't happy with Moss. So is drafting a running back really the answer? So why just sign a veteran running back? But I mean, that's past now. But that was my thought with the 3 running backs in 4 years.
Yeah. Now then we had Terrell Bernard. I don't think they really needed a linebacker. That was my question: why a linebacker there? Unless they're expecting to get an amendment.
We don't think they needed a linebacker. There's a lot of fans that think Edmonds is trash.
Edmonds is fine. He's not bad.
I know. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler.
The Pro Bowler.
He's fine. Okay, but still, that's a recognition for a position that isn't that valued in the NFL anymore at a middle linebacker position, and he's been in there the last 2 years. So I think there's some kind of that's something.
Yeah. Khalil Shakur, I am happy that the Bills got this guy because I am a fan of the blue turf out there in Boise, and Shakur has looked his highlights from in college. Whew.
He might be the second best player we drafted in this draft. The second biggest impact player, right behind the punt god.
Punt guy, yeah, who is the first pick in the 6th round. A lot of people are happy with this one, and who's the current punter? I can't think of his name.
Matt Hawk.
Is he packing his bags now?
Oh, absolutely. The only reason, so people weren't happy with him, and the only reason why they brought him in was because his holding ability. So this punt god better be able to hold the ball, because I think that's the main reason why we got rid of Corey Rojas. Because as you can see last year, how was Mason Crosby last year with his kicks?
Dog do. You know, Matt Ariza does not like being called a punt god. He's already
Yeah, I don't know why. Why is that? I saw it, but then like, I don't care. I'm never gonna meet the guy. Why
That's
does he
why
not like
that's
it?
why I call him the punt guy. He doesn't like be called punt god. I really wasn't a fan of the nickname punt god to begin with.
He's pretty good at it. That's why.
Christian Benford. I mean, these are the guys
Depth
you aren't really
corner.
gonna know. Yeah, another corner for depth. Luke Tenuta, that's another guy.
Massive guy. I think he's like 6'9". He has really short arms though.
I mean, it's gonna help us on the line. And then our last pick was Baylor Spector, another linebacker.
I heard that Christian Benford is like his closest prospect in the NFL was oh man, who was our backup linebacker last year? He's no longer on the team.
AJ Klein.
AJ Klein, yes. Christian Benford was a NFL comparison was him. So I mean, if it's anything like AJ Klein, to be a perfect fit in the defense as a backup.
Yeah, Klein wasn't bad. I don't think he's worth his contract.
No, and again, he got thrown into. See, people hate Tremaine Edmonds, hate him. But when he's not on the field, that defense changes, and you could see that for sure when AJ Klein's not on the field. Tremaine Edmonds is just a beast. He could do things that other players can't do. Like AJ Klein is a fine linebacker. He's not great. He's not bad. He's a okay, good linebacker. And you take Tremaine Edmonds out, that defense changes. I don't care what anyone says.
And he's gotten a little bit older too, so it's like another thing.
That's true. That's true.
And that will do
That's
it for
the NFL draft.
Yeah, that was our Bills
draft.
draft. So now it's my turn to talk. So you're going to get muted for about 5 seconds so I can talk about the Yankees and how they are on a roll right now. Kevin, shut up. The Yankees have won 10 in a row. They swept the Royals. They swept the Guardians. Whoopsies. They are on a roll right now. Who was the other team they beat? Oh, it was Baltimore. They swept Baltimore. I mean, yeah, they're kind of bottom of the barrel teams, but they won last night against the Toronto Blue Jays. They're at it again tonight. They need to keep it up because right now they have the best record in the AL, and I believe the Mets have the best record in the AL. So New York, so the MLB right now is running through New York. So hopefully they keep it up because baseball's so much better when the Yankees are on top. At least for me, I know Kevin's gonna hate that, and he's hating this all right now because I could see his little box there just he's throwing up because he hates all this. Yeah. I mean, call the Yankee fans out now. All right, it's time for Kevin's turn.
Okay, so it's hockey. It's hockey time.
But I think I got to jump in here and say, what an ending for RJ's career. I mean,
oh my God,
we got an extra
great game.
We got an extra couple minutes with RJ in there at the end, and I'm a little upset he didn't say overtime. He just said OT.
Oh, he didn't say that after the last goal?
No, he didn't say we're headed to overtime. He's just
but the last goal was Casey Middlestat ends it in overtime. Yeah, his last call. I'm pretty sure his last call had overtime in it.
And then he said his goodbye, and I got a little misty.
Yeah, it was sad. I was there. I was at the game.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Game was fun. It was enjoyable. I mean, you saw the young stars doing their thing. You saw Tage Thompson score. Casey Middlestat ended in overtime, and then you have Owen Power take us into overtime, getting a goal like 5 minutes left in the third period. It was great. Energy in the building was high. I was able to listen to most of the broadcast through an app the Sabres provided, which was very nice for their organization to do something like that. Because like one of the big things is I wasn't going to go to the game if I wasn't able to hear Rick Jenrette. So getting that opportunity to be at the game and listen to him for a majority of the game. It was inside of a cement stadium, so the reception was a little spotty. So I was able to hear enough of it, but It was fun experience being at the last game. You should have. They showed the video of Kair Elam being shown to the fans, and I listened to the broadcast afterwards when they showed him. Man, that video did no justice. That arena was not louder at any point of the night until they saw Josh Allen. They don't even care about career. They don't. It was Josh Allen. When Josh Allen showed up on the screen, it got so loud in that building. Man, the TV broadcast did not do it justice. It was loud, but definitely not as loud as it could have been or should have been for the fans. They should have. It was much louder, and it's just a live game. But that ends the Sabres season, winning against Blackhawks. Um, they ended out with 75 points, I think. Let me check real fast. Um, let's see. They ended out with 75 points. That's 25 points out of the Washington Capitals. But again, the Eastern Division has just been ridiculous the last 2 years. I think if the Sabres get some more consistent goaltending next year, I think you could see them winning 10, 15 more games this year if they had more consistent goaltending and didn't have to worry about, Michael Hauser, Aaron Dell, Malcolm Subban. Even Dustin Tokarski at times looked very shaky in that. I think if the Sabres are able to re-sign Linus Ullmark, I think they'd be the last team out of the playoffs this year in the East, which is saying a lot. They're only 9 points out from the Islanders. So, I mean, that's 5 games. That's 4.5 games. So, for a team that was projected to be one of the worst in the league, that is very, very good. Currently, the Sabres' projected spots in the draft are 9, 16, and 31. With they have Florida, but I'm hoping that Florida loses in the first round, so the Sabres can have 3 top 20 picks. That would be ideal. That would be great. I would like to see maybe a bundle and then maybe move up and get one of the top guys. Because this team doesn't need much. Man, this team does not need much to be in it next year. But that's really it for what I have.
Yeah, I don't know. 3 top 20 picks might be stretching it, especially with the Panthers pick.
Yeah, the Panthers are doing pretty good, and I will admit that. But if they get eliminated, there's a chance. And that's
no, because the Panthers were President's Trophy winners. So even if they do get swept or lose in the first round, they're gonna get 24.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fair. But it's against your Capitals though, so that would be best for you. I know we're probably getting a little ahead of myself, but you have the Capitals losing in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have faith in the Capitals really. I think they'll go 7 games, but I don't see the Capitals pulling this out because it's going to be tough for them to get out. I mean, you're facing the President's Trophy winners, and you don't have goaltending that's there yet.
Yeah, I just saw a thing though recently. The President Trophy winner, I don't think
they've won a cup since 2013.
Yeah, so it's been nearly 10 years. So I don't know. I could see the experience of the Capitals winning against a very young and unexperienced playoff team. I think playoff experience matters a lot.
So I guess
you can even tell.
I'll show it.
You can show it. Like you saw Boston playing against Buffalo in that first period last weekend. They did not look good. And then they came in and they lost yesterday because playoff is just a different beast. And Linus Ullmark, as good a goalie I think he is has no playoff experience in his career, and that's why ultimately they lost. He just doesn't have that experience. And NHL playoff hockey is a different animal, different.
Yeah, I mean, you have the Capitals who have that experience, and just like down here with Pittsburgh and the Rangers.
Yep.
Pittsburgh has gotten too soft, though. I think the Rangers will just handle them in 5.
Yep.
Boston here, Carolina doesn't really have that experience. Boston does, but that's why I have Carolina in 6. Toronto, I don't see him getting out of the first round again.
They did win 5-0 last
night.
night.
They won last night, so I'm kind of concerned about that one actually now.
I just don't want them to win just because it's so funny. That's the only reason why. That's just because, like, they're always, like, a playoff given, but they always lose in the first round. That's the only reason why. I just think it's funny.
Not that we hate Toronto.
Oh, I do hate Boston. I do hate Toronto, too. Yeah, that's the thing. So, let's see. What I have differently. I have Capitals, I have the Lightning, and I have Boston and Rangers. So, we have 2 of the
You went the wild cards over the 1 seeds.
Yes, I want the wild cards over the 1 seeds. Absolutely. Yes.
Explain that one.
So Pittsburgh's old. So I have the Rangers, the young kids winning.
I didn't say Rangers because we both agree the Rangers and Lightning.
Oh, sorry. Boston. I think it's more just because I don't like Boston. Oh, I have Boston winning. Boston over Carolina. They have that playoff experience. But I mean, what do I know? Yeah, I don't know. I think it also was a little bit harder for Boston to make the playoffs. They went through a little bit more than what the Hurricanes did to get in. I don't know. I just picked Boston over Carolina. I don't know if there's any reason behind it. I just gut feeling.
Right.
And then I just don't
Washington.
like Toronto. Oh, Washington. Oh, I can tell you exactly why I chose this one. Was because I want the Florida Panthers draft pick to be worse. So it has nothing to do with.
It has nothing to do with on ice stuff.
It has nothing to do with on ice at all. It's just what I want.
Okay.
And then flipping it to the other side. Let's see what I have different than you. We both have Avalanche winning, so that's.
You had the Wild because you have the Wild going far.
I did have the winning. I did. I have the Wild winning it all.
Yeah. So our champions come out of that matchup right here.
Yes, it does. Yes, I have the Wild winning. Really, because when I kind of adopted the Wild as one of my favorite teams when Jason Pominville got traded to Minnesota. And so ever since then, I've kind of kept an eye on them. And one of my first bets I made with the Caesar app, I put $100 on Minnesota winning. So I have to, go through with it.
I put a $5 on the Blues. That's why I said the Blues.
So honestly, I don't know. I mean, Minnesota, that Western hockey compared to Eastern hockey is a different game. It's so much faster. It's physical. Just watching that side of the tournament versus the other side it's so much different, and I think it's fast over there. So yeah, I have Minnesota winning. I have Calgary. So we're the same on the bottom. So I have Calgary and the Kings winning on the bottom.
So I went Colorado over Nashville. I think Colorado is just a different beast, and I think they're just a good overall. St. Louis, absolutely. I think this is something. I think this is a pick of my heart instead of my head because something about the Blues. I like this team. A couple weeks ago they did beat Minnesota, and I believe they're going to beat them in 7 games. Calgary, Dallas backed into this spot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They got here because Vegas choked, which you're happy about because. For 2 reasons. A, because Jack Eichel, and B, for the pick. And then Edmonton does not have a true goalie yet. Their goaltending is atrocious, and we don't know who we're going to see in that for 7 games.
I completely agree with the bottom half of most of your Western. And, I mean, again, I just did it with the heart with Minnesota. Nothing else. So that's the only difference. And then, And let's see, the next round you have. So yeah, we both have our team making it in the top Western Conference, and then we both have Calgary going against the Kings. Because I think the Kings just got lucky with placement. Like you said, they squeaked in because the Knights
Kings didn't squeak in.
choking.
Dallas squeaked in.
Oh, but Kings were an issue too, though. Kings, if what would have happened because of the tiebreaker, if um if everything worked out, the Dallas would have made it and the Kings would have been kicked out with tiebreakers and everything. So at the end of the season, well, either way, Kings, the seeding worked out perfectly for them. They face the Edmonton team that doesn't have a goalie, so I don't think they're not a good enough team to make it any farther than Calgary.
Yeah. And then on this side, Tampa's run's got to end at some point. I think Florida's just a different beast. And then you have the Rangers. This is a tough one. I think Carolina and the Rangers are going to go 7. But I think the Rangers going to squeak it out. I think Carolina is kind of going to give it away. Something's going to happen, and the Rangers are going to make a run here.
Yeah, I have the Rangers winning on the bottom 2 against Boston.
And that leaves the final 4 of the conference for the conference. I have St. Louis. We both know who we have here. You're gonna have the Wild. I'm gonna have St. Louis over Calgary. I think it's another play Gloria scenario here, and St. Louis is gonna push themselves. And I think the magical season for Florida ends, and I think New York. It's gonna be a New York St. Louis Stanley Cup final.
I have New York, so going against Minnesota. So I mean, our boards aren't that much different. We have some small things, but for the most part, we have 3 of the 4 final 4 that are similar. So,
and then we both have a Central Division.
Yeah,
Stanley Cup
winner.
champion.
Yep.
We're both going with our wallet. That's what it comes down to, because I have St. Louis and you have.
I don't even know what my winnings will be. I don't think my winnings gonna be more than $300. But it was my first bet I made, and I was like, yeah, who cares? I'll look it up right now. But I don't know what I'm gonna bet on anymore.
I think Ryan O'Reilly's gonna come back and be stronger than what it was. It's been a while since I've logged into any sports.
Oh. So no, when I bet the Minnesota Wild winning, it was plus 1,800. I put $10 on it, so I have a winning of 190. So
I win 155 if the Blues win, and I can cash out now and win 59 cents. But because we get taxed at 51%, that's not happening.
I put a bet on Boston winning. I put $100 that we're in the World Series for 1,800. So if they win, I'll get nearly $2,000. Woot woot.
I don't think they're bottom. They're not total bottom of the division, but they are there.
Okay, but the division for the Red Sox and Yankees, it's a tough division currently. It's a good division. It's a very good division.
Yes, probably one of the best.
They're
baseball.
They're not
Boston's
bottom.
9-14, and they're eight games back.
Yeah.
And
I don't even. All right.
I don't see wildcard. The wildcard's not on. Okay, no.
I have
wildcard. So I'm gonna go to ESPN. We're gonna look and see where they're at. But while I do that, we're gonna go move on, and we're gonna talk about Backlash again.
I'm not games behind.
Yeah, the Yankees for the division. But what's the
so
wildcard?
they're 5.5 behind the Astros. That doesn't seem right.
Tampa Bay.
No.
They're 4 games back at Tampa Bay for the wild card.
Yeah, so they're behind the Astros. They're 3 games behind.
So,
all right,
Kevin,
so Backlash.
Yeah, we're gonna put you on the spot here. I'm not making any picks because you guys can go ahead and read my article when it comes out. Gotta get them accurate.
I have to pull it up. WWE Backlash. Let me pull it up right now.
Okay.
I have. Let me get the card.
I was gonna read them off for you.
Oh, sure. Read them off.
Okay. This is probably gonna be the opener. AJ Styles versus Edge. Davey Priest is banned from ringside. Who do you got?
I mean, Edge can't lose here. He just started a new faction. He can't lose. As much as I like AJ Styles and how much he's done a lot of losing recently, Edge has to win this.
you sure about that?
Yeah. He started a
Alright.
brand new faction. How can he lose? His faction has been around for a month. How can he lose?
Happy Corbin
Sorry.
versus Madcap Moss.
I'm assuming Madcap Moss here. I mean, this is his first big singles competition. I mean, are they going to bury the guy before he's even like done anything?
Probably it's WWE. Bobby Lashley versus Omos with MVP.
Oh man, I guess he had double DQ here. I don't think there's going to be a winner. Bobby can't lose, and Amos can't lose either. I mean, at this point, so I think it's gonna.
No contest.
It's gonna be something. Yeah. No contest.
Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins.
This is hard because I kind of think Cody Rhodes owns WWE now, and but like I also think it'd be big character-wise for himself, and for him to lose this match. I think because we all know Seth Rollins and we all know Cody Rhodes, and his biggest beef with WWE was before he left. All he did was lose, and that's very fair. That's what he did. He lost all the time. So he's gonna have to lose eventually. It just has to happen. So I'm gonna have Seth Rollins here. He has to lose eventually, and I think it's gonna be big on. It's gonna make it a little bit harder to predict Cody Rhodes' matches if he actually loses one at some point. And this is a good person to lose to. Seth Rollins isn't some scrub at all. So
the 6-man tag match. I'm not saying who's in it. You know who's in it.
I'm gonna have Drew McIntyre and RK Bro win this one. I think Roman Reigns will lose a match, but he won't be pinned, so it won't really do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have those win, and it's gonna have a big momentum for Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns in the UK.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up myself here because I'm gonna say this: if the Usos take the fall here and the Bloodline doesn't split because of this, there's something wrong. Because they absolutely need to split, and I believe you should see a triple threat match between the Usos and Roman Reigns at some point during the summer.
Really?
There should. I mean, tell me that would that be not be good booking? That's kind of how this all
but I
started.
think it's working. I think this is working fine right now. I think they will lose this match, and then it gets really close to breaking point, and then the Usos will win the titles and unify them afterwards. And then they hold more titles, and I think that is ultimately, I think, something that could eventually happen. And I think maybe you push this down the line further. I think this could be like a Royal Rumble, I can't even think, after Survivor Series kind of match, push it back a little bit farther, and then just so he can re-identify himself as the head of the table of the family. And then that introduces The Rock. You're not the head of the table. Bang, Roman versus Rock, WrestleMania.
They don't need the title for that. That's what I don't understand. Like,
I know they don't need the title for that, but easy booking for WWE. And so I think I like the idea eventually. But they're going to have to, again, reestablish him as head of the table. And I think doing a triple threat match would reestablish that. And then that's a perfect opportunity for The Rock to introduce himself into the situation in the storyline.
Okay, now I'm going to keep myself on here just because I want to see, you know who I want you to say. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, probably the main event of WrestleMania Backlash, in an I Quit match.
I think it has to be Ronda Rousey. I don't know how you bring her back at WrestleMania and she doesn't win. That's weird. So I don't know what that was about. So I think this is WWE's way of making her happy and making fans happy that want. There's not a lot of people happy that she's here. I mean, it's one of those people who, it's a part-timer. WWE fans like people who are there all the time. So, yeah, so I have Ronda winning that match. Oh.
We don't want to see your cat. If it's the vet, I hate Jake. If this is, don't you dare. Jake, while you're there, you should use your subscription on me, please. Kevin, what are you doing? Kevin, no, we don't want to see your stupid ass cat.
He's right here. So, this is Cole. He is black and very heavy. Here is Padme. I call her. Oh, I can't say that on stream what I call her. And the third one is really, really far away, and because Zach's already annoyed, I won't go find the third one. Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, forget Jake.
So those are my
But
cats.
I guess I could...
They poop and they eat a lot.
Jake, are you happy now that we had to just take time out of our sports channel to do that? Or sports chat?
Okay, this doesn't have to be just a sports channel. This could be like family friendly. You know, you have a question about something and we can do it. Like, I have a Keurig. Like, if you want to learn how to use a Keurig, we can Keurig.
Say it with me, Kev. It's not Keurig. It's not Keurig. Best review.
I have a third one. He is black and white. I call him Mixed Boy. And I call him Black Boy. And then I call that one Padabitch. Because her name's Padme. So it's Padabitch.
I'm glad we just took time to do that.
Yeah, again, seriously, I'm here to entertain. And if that is what makes people happy and entertain them, then guess what? I will take the time in the day to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But before we get off here, and just one last time, let's go Caps, rock the red, beat Florida.
Yes, please beat Florida.
Is there anything else you want to say, Kevin?
No, that's it. I got nothing.
Nothing else about your stupid ass
It's
cats?
only Tuesday. You know that? It's only Tuesday.
We have always done this on Tuesday. Okay, we've done a couple Wednesdays because of you, but we've pretty much only done this on Tuesdays.
This sucks. It's only Tuesday. That means there's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday left in this week.
And you gotta deal with all them kids.
All of them. All 17 of them. And 4 of them that speak Spanish.
Do you know Spanish? Do you speak Spanish to them?
Hola, ¿cómo está? Yo soy el baño, por favor. Siéntese!
He knows Spanish. He knows Spanish.
Sit your butt in that chair before I whip the FO out of it. So.
I don't think you can say that to kids.
You're probably right, I can't. But
Yeah,
when the door's shut, no one knows what. No, when the door's shut, no one knows what happens. When what I say to those kids.
How'd that kid get that black eye? Oh, Mr. Capstick beat him.
Oh, the door was shut. The kids know when the door is shut that what happens when the door is shut stays with the door shut, so they know.
Kevin, that you're a teacher.
All right.
You probably shouldn't say it.
I'm just kidding. I haven't done
because Jake, you want to clip that for me so we can use it against him?
Oh man.
But okay, that will do it for this edition of the McAdoo Capstick podcast, the MCP. But
That's me.
I'm Zach McAdoo. He's Kevin Capstick. Call the cops. Yes, we are going to call the cops immediately after this one. But that will do it for this edition. Thank you. Go Caps. Go. Good night.